Hello, my name is Paul Aitken. I'm the CEO and founder of Borro, and we're in our New York office. Yeah, I came up with the idea about 6 years ago, just before Lehman Brothers crashed, and the credit crunch was already biting, and I thought that people would be looking for alternative ways to get liquidity. The whole of the UK and the US had been on a spending spree for 20, 30 years, acquiring assets. So I kind of put two and two together and came up with the idea of creating a new category of lending whereby the mass affluent, the top sort of 10% of the population could get loans secured by jewellery, watches, fine art, antiques and other assets like that. In essence, someone will come to us, and they can come to us in two ways. One is they will go to our website, and the second way is through referrals through private banks, wealth managers, art advisors, anyone who acts as an advisor to people who have assets. We'll collect information on the website as to what asset you have, and we'll give you an indication of what it's worth and how much we're prepared to lend. And then the client can basically accept the offer, by filling in their ID details, so we do their ID verification, and then we wire funds into their bank account. Our loans are all 6 months, and on average they do actually last about 6 months. The average is getting up to around $20,000 today, but the range is, and this is new, we're cutting out loans below $5,000, but the range is $5,000 up to a couple of $1 million. We recently lent on a classic Ferrari. It's worth around $750,000 and we lent around $400,000. Our form of borrowing is not right for people who are thinking of borrowing for the long term from us. The people who come to us should be thinking that they're borrowing for the short term. At worst, they should be using us as a bridge to their long term so they can work out what the long term solution is. I don't think people are embarrassed about coming to us. I think that, people who come to us are pretty savvy. They're people who have other options. Another option would be selling the asset. One of the things that's helping them from that perspective is the fact that we work with private banks, wealth managers who are referring us. And I think we're just like any other form of short-term lending. Comparing us versus a bank on the interest rate is not a like-for-like comparison. I mean, we're short-term lending. Our rates range from 2.5% a month to 4% a month. A good comparison with us actually is the alternative that people have if they want to sell their asset. And if you sell your asset, you pay auction sites and auction houses very sizable buy-side and sell-side commissions. Any private bank or wealth manager or financial advisor who's referring a client to us needs to ensure that they understand why the person's borrowing. And the first thing is, if they have a short-term requirement and need capital quick and have the types of assets that we lend against, then they should be referring people our way. If they don't, I don't have a tick against each of those. It's probably not worth sending them our way.